The Oscars were super woke. Hollywood is determined to absolutely ravage the American people and never give them what they want in theaters. Well, that is until now, because Project Hail Mary just might shock you. Today we'll tell you whether you should go to theaters, rush, and destroy Hollywood's hopes and dreams by supporting a movie that is anything but Hollyweird. All right, folks, we are out of the theater and we are live with an honest review of Project Hail Mary, the first big blockbuster, I believe, coming to theaters in 2026. I know some would disagree with that. And 1 week before Mario lands and goes wahoo! And a very rare opportunity, Lou and I had the chance to go to the theater together, Lou, and that is, well, it was great spending time with you.
Yes.
Come together, despite the number of trailers. And Lou, this is a very long film. 2 hours, 20 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes, something like that, Lou?
Something like that. It's about 20 minutes too long, but then what isn't these days?
I agree.
What saves it is the wit here and there that takes it up from being endless, in my opinion.
It is very Sixth Sense in some ways. It is very, what was it, The Martian, where they try to go to planets on Mars. It's very much like that. Folks, we might do minor spoilers here, but I'll say that it's creative. I'll say that the alien species, when you do get to meet the alien species, very well. I thought this was something that was rather original. It kind of reminded me of the Protons from StarCraft, but in particular, the little four-legged walker things from the Protons of StarCraft. I thought the acting was great. In fact, I would say the acting was awesome in this. I thought it was a worthwhile story. I didn't think there was anything woke in it. And I think this is just the kind of film that could do pretty well. And kudos to Amazon for making the thing, right, Lou?
Yeah, it's Wokeless as far as I could tell, which is a good thing in its favor. I am not a big Ryan Gosling fan, never have been. And this is really, really well done because I'll tell you what I compare it to. 2010, the way that Roy Scheider is kind of the audience's, hey, what's going on? Explain it to me, guy. Same thing here. And it works because of that, to me. You don't have to understand every last little detail to get what's going on, which is a good thing because it's pretty complicated.
One of the things that struck me too, Lou, is that there's not an ounce of cynicism in the movie. It is totally pro-human. It is totally pro-Earth. It is totally pro the value of life. I was shocked that Hollywood put this out, especially after the Oscars.
You're absolutely right. And especially because the plot is basically, if this doesn't work, Earth is dead. Nobody gets too maudlin about that. They say, well, we'll do what we can. And if we can save it, fine. And if we can't, well, we tried. And what else could you expect? You know,
I think it's a pretty darn good time. It's a very intellectual film in some ways, but it's also very heartfelt. And it has that kind of, I don't know if it's a buddy film or if it's more like a film about a man and his dog. But the dog.
Well, except that the dog is smarter than a dog and has more of a character than a dog. But I'll tell you what's really interesting to me is the way they tell the story. This is a lot of flashback, flash forward stuff. We're getting into the mission. We're out there in space, but suddenly we go back to the prep, and it works because of that. It brings you new facets that you didn't realize that help enhance your experience of what's going on in the main story.
How's this for an analogy, Lou? For those who we're trying very hard not to spoil this. How's this for a try? This is like Castaway. If Tom Hanks' decisions on the island was going to determine the fate of the world.
Yeah, okay, sort of, but no Wilson, but basically for those who have no idea what this thing is about, and I kind of didn't even after I watched the trailer.
Walk us through What is this?
The sun is dying because there is some kind of something that's going through the universe, wiping out stars.
So not a literal sun, not a biological sun, the sun, S-U-N.
The sun, that's right. Which, when you hear Hail Mary and you see him looking like Jesus in there, you might get some implications that may or may not be part of the movie.
Right.
But the sun is dying, and they figure out that all of these stars are dying from something. but they find one that isn't. And they think, well, if we're going to save ourselves, we got to go see how come that one's not. And so they put this mission together, and Gosling is a school teacher. He's not an astronaut, as he keeps yelling at them. And he's not a major mega scientist, but he has the right qualifications, they believe, to figure this thing out, which is a good thing, because once he gets on this, 17-year trip to this spot where it's not going bad, the other people on the crew have died in the course of getting there. And he gets there.
He doesn't remember how he got there.
Yeah, exactly. He wakes up totally a blank slate until things start happen to remind him of his
because
status.
He's been comatose.
But what he finds turns out there's another planet that sent something out to this area to try and figure out what's going on before they die. And he meets the guy he calls Rocky, which is this alien who looks like rocks. And the two of them try and solve the problem, and their relationship and how they communicate with each other, and especially because their environments are totally different, and therefore neither one can exist in the other one's atmosphere. And this lady, I'm sorry I don't remember her name, but she's the project manager, and
she's German scientist lady. She's stoic German scientist lady, which
right.
Not the greatest, maybe switch the nationality. Sorry to our German viewers out there, but stoic German scientist lady, just, I don't know about that one for protagonist.
Well, when you say it that way, it reminds me of that scene from Ice Station Zebra where Patrick McGowan is explaining, well, their German scientists made the camera and our German scientists made the film and the English German scientists made the satellite, and it's all everybody's German scientists, right?
Folks, if you yourself are a stoic German scientist lady, we do apologize. We don't want to be
Except we learned that she's not quite so stoic. She does have a sentimental side.
Don't spoil it now, Lou.
I'm not spoiling it. I don't think that's spoiling it.
It's ruined for me now, Lou.
Oh, poor Wiz.
Well, then, I've saved you 2.5 hours of your life. But anyway.
We'll get into the review score in just a minute. Wiz, are you going to go see this? You have not yet seen Project Hail Mary. Is it on your list?
It is. I plan on seeing it the first showing that's available this Thursday so that I could properly talk about it. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to this. I hope it's good. I feel like the in space, got to save the world kind of thing. I think it's overdone. I mean, you look at The Martian. You look at last year, there was a movie called Slingshot, which was very similar, which I very much enjoyed. But you look at Moon.
I think Gosling makes this something special, and I was shocked at that because, like I say, I'm not a fan normally.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, and I can't wait to see it. Yeah,
Wiz, you and I reviewed Hoppers recently, and then you did a video on Hoppers that just exploded. I mean, 200K on YouTube in just days, and you were talking about the indoctrination of that film. It's an activist film. This is completely different. I don't think there's anything that's activist about it. It is totally pro-human. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's very refreshing to hear because most of the it's not only movies, it's television now. Most of it is deeply rooted with not even just, it's not political ideology. It's just ideology of a writer talking down to the audience and saying that the audience is stupid and the writer is correct.
It doesn't happen in this movie, in my experience. It does not happen. And that's a blessing, absolutely, that it doesn't.
Yep. Andy,
that is comforting to hear.
Andy, is this on your list? Is this one that you're going to go see? What do you think about the possibility that you're going to go grab some popcorn and a drink for Project Hail Mary?
I just heard about this the other day, and I think Critical Drinker put something out about it. And just the fact that it was optimistic, it wasn't some kind of nihilistic, horrible, thing with, and Ryan Gosling actually does a great job showing people that he can actually act. Got me intrigued, and of course I was amazed to see that they recycled the Geode character from Star Wars.
Well, this one's not trying to talk to kids in an inappropriate way, so there is that. Yes, Geode from Star Wars. Oh my.
Yeah, this might mystify and confuse your kids, folks. So I don't say it's a kids movie, but it will not harm them or talk down to them or whatever. And of course, Gosling's character is a school teacher, and we see a lot of time in the classroom with kids where he's teaching them how to think and how to understand science. So there is that.
I think, though, from just understanding the movie, I think you probably need to be 12 or 13, maybe 11.
Yeah, at least that, I think. Yeah. Before that, it would be more than they could handle. They'd get bored because it would leave them behind. Yeah.
There are some slow parts, especially as we're getting into the final third. There is a point too, Lou, where something happens at the end of the film, and it doesn't come to fruition the way that I thought it was. But when it happened, I thought, oh no.
Now I agree with you, but there are things that I could quibble about. The big one for me is production design, and that is this spaceship that he's in has 437 different little screens. In the real world, that's too damn many. Nobody could keep track of all that. I don't care how trained they were. It's got a level of tech overload, I think, that it doesn't need.
Especially in an era of AI where the ship would just talk to you. I mean,
exactly. But I'll tell you, like I say, it has moments of wit and charm. And when he's trying to learn how to communicate, for example, with the alien character, he's trying to do it through music. And what music does he hum to the character? I don't think this is a spoiler. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So there's a lot of little callbacks to other things that work in the context of we all carry them with us. You know what I mean?
I agree. And you got to say, too, this is Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who were kicked out of Lucasfilm, not allowed to make the sci-fi film for Star Wars where they're going to do Solo. And what do? They take a hiatus for a very long time. And this is what they come back with, a sci-fi film about going to another star system. And I think they have proven that they probably should have been given the reins to Solo. But Lou, let me get your score, 0 to 10. What would you give this on a scale of 1 to 10, sir?
I'd say about 8.5. I really would.
Really?
And I'm surprised that I'm saying that. I was thinking, one of the bad things about going to this movie or any movie with you or without you, knowing you're going to have to come up with a number, I kept saying, well, is it a 7 or is it an 8 or is it I'm going to give it about, an 8.25 anyway.
No, you're stuck because it's just too good, because guess what? That was the exact score I was going to give it, Lou.
There you go.
So there you go. 8.5, because that's exactly what I think it is. It's what you think it is. That's where we'll be. 8.5 out of 10, folks, is Project Hail Mary.
Its flaws are not annoying and bothersome, and its benefits are very strong. In between, there's a lot of stuff, and it's about 20 minutes too long. But again, everything is 20 minutes too long.
In some places, it's very 80s Spielbergian. It is optimistic. It's hopeful. It's not patronizing. It's positive about men and women. It's pro-human. It's endearing. It's kind. It's just.
And when's the last time you heard any of those terms applied to a movie in the last 10 years, folks out there?
Now,
and they're all true.
I do think, Lou, that it's going to be hurt a little bit by the length, not just in terms of it wearing people down, but the box office. I think the length is going to hurt it because less showing for a longer movie, and they really should have shaved 20 to 30 minutes off of this one.
I agree. But it's going to be in all the big screens, so who knows?
Folks, it's a real win for Amazon, and hey, game on with Amazon. Here's the deal, though. Needs to make $500 million. It's a tall order. It's a big ask, and it's got a big task ahead of it with Super Mario Galaxy. We'll see what it does. I hope it hits it because
it's only in the IMAXs for 2 weeks before Super Mario kicks it out. That's going to be a big factor.
Because this is definitively not woke. It's not reflective of what was at the Oscars. Folks, if we don't support films like this, and I'm not telling you to go out there, I'm just saying that from a market standpoint, from an economic standpoint, if films like this win, they'll make more of them. One would assume, they didn't make more Top Gun Maverick, though. So, Wizard, you seem a little cynical about that, eh?
Everything with the box office is it depends on what's being made. And like here, based on even this review, it's like, hey, Project Hail Mary, it's a good movie, 20 minutes too long. That is something I say for 90-minute movies, that they're just too long. And I think that's hurting box office results as well. I hope it's a mega hit because the box office is needed. We don't want theaters going away, but that's not good. You guys are saying it's 20 minutes too long. I'm skeptical about that.
But I'm gonna put a caveat on that, and it is this. And I don't mean to diss anybody or offend anybody. We're both, Pro and I, pretty savvy guys. We catch on to what's going on pretty quickly. Most of the too long is expository. And maybe they felt they needed to explain it to everybody else, and that's why they put it in. I'm not saying they were right or wrong. I'm just saying at least it isn't just two people sitting in a room navel gazing and discussing their psychology, you know?
Right. There's no extra scene that was put in to make sure that we had, what's the name of the test they do where women talk to each other? Like it feels like, I understand why every scene's there. I just know that we didn't need necessarily every scene there, but I get what they're doing.
Especially near the end, it gets stretched out rather considerably.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Folks, we'll keep an eye on it.
I say go see it, folks. And I don't go see a lot of movies. And I got urged to do this. And I thought, well, and Pro said, you want to bring your wife? My wife jumped out of her chair. I hate to say this. Men in Black scared the crap out of her. That's how sensitive she is. So yeah, this has some jump out moments and some shock cut moments. And if those aren't your thing, you probably wouldn't like this. But hey, I would say give it a try. And like I say, my most recent re-exposure to Gosling was when the genre guys did this thing called Drive, and I just couldn't stand it. It was like, why is this guy who's a fairly decent light comedian trying to play, Liam Neeson on steroids as the hard guy? And it just didn't work. You know what I mean? But this thing, I'll tell you, he pulls it off. And, I've always said that great movie performances, the movie's not shot in chronological order. That it's all over the map. But when an actor can get in touch with who that guy is at any given moment and make it work, and my ultimate example is Pacino in the first Godfather, where he goes from this innocent, charming guy to this total monster. And it wasn't shot, in order of whatever. This guy's got some chops, and as long as he keeps picking good projects like this instead of some of the crap that he's chosen, I'm with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the video. Remember, this Wednesday is the Disney Shareholders Meeting. Coverage live on the Pro Channel begins at 10 a.m. this Wednesday. Also, friends, if you'd like to join us for MegaCon, we'll have a booth set up for you to join. Info on the screen. Come see Marvin, Lorne, and maybe one more at MegaCon, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Friday. We'll see you. Thanks for being here. You're the Gigawatts.